God is looking for your obedience. He's not looking for your stuff. When God even asks you for an offering, he ain't trying to take up a collection. God's trying to see if you love it more than him. When you get to a level that you can't give God more than you did at the last level, you just put yourself at the highest level you're going to ever go to. I learned that personally. I told you guys that the Lord had increased us and given us something, and we sowed a seed, and then I was in prayer, and I was seeking the Lord about increase and things that my kids are in college, and God's been supernaturally paying for the tuition, and I just thank the Lord that he's continued to do that. And one of the things the Lord said to me, God says that, well, I gave you more, and you didn't give me more. I said, well, what are you talking about? He said, you go back. And so I went back and, being obedient, being a good steward, you keep up what you sow to the Lord. You keep up what you sow to the Lord. I went and looked. He said, look at that check. I said, okay. He said, you remember when I gave you this amount? I said, Lord, I do. He says, now go forward, where we were 3-4 months, where we were in the current present. He says, now look at that check. I said, okay. The checks were the same. The Lord had asked me for a seed. I sowed a seed back then about 4 or 5 months ago. Then the Lord asked me for a seed in the current time, and I sowed that seed, and the amount was the same. He said, now, but look at the extra that I gave you. I went back and looked at the extra that he gave me then, and I looked at the extra that he gave me. Watch this. It wasn't a whole lot more. It was only like a couple $100. It wasn't a lot of money. And the Lord says, but you gave me the same amount. I said, Lord, I don't understand what I'm saying. He said, every time I increase you, I'm looking for more. He says, because I want to make sure that next level is not a God. See, the reason why maybe you're not going to the miraculous level in your increase is maybe because God still thinks that level is a God to you more than he is. And one of the things that we have to do is we have to show God through our action. You see, everyone say, I believe. My question is this: you believe so much, act on it. Because there's a combination of what you believe and the willingness to act on what you believe that shows God that you're in faith.